Fortunately, a few years later, I found out she was hit by a car. She has a sickness called dementia. What's up, reality changers? So I am back. Can you believe that? I'm gonna start off with a really sad note. I'm gonna talk about someone who I was supposed to marry. On the last day that I was in Guadalajara, I decided to take the kids and Nancy to the old neighborhood where I used to live at. That's right, I used to come out here and play marbles, play with dogs. There was no dirt, there's nothing but dirt.
Yeah.
And there's a park, I'll show you the park over there. I remember struggling a lot. My mom was really poor, but there was something that was a big ray of light in my life, and it was my girlfriend at the time. Her name was Esperanza. At the time, I didn't know what love was. All I knew is that it made me feel happy, and I knew in this girl and I was so in love with this girl, and she had an attitude, and she was so like independent. I remember her, and I actually ended up marrying her in one of these kermeses. It's like a kermes is like a big festival at the school, and we had like this fake wedding. It was so cute. We went back to San Diego. I left my girlfriend back, and I was really sad. And so I promised her I was going to come back and marry her. Unfortunately, a few years later, I found out she was hit by a car and she was killed, and it was one of the saddest days of my life. I was crying for hours. I remember exactly what I was playing to. I was playing Bomberman on N64, and I remember stopping and thinking about what my mom had just told me. It was one of the saddest days of my life. And I think I was 6 years old, 7 years old. I don't remember, but to me it was a huge deal. Every time I go back to Guadalajara, I always visit the house. The only way that I remembered where my girlfriend lived was the smell of her house. That's how I found it. I was walking by all these different houses. I was like, for some reason I had this strong smell of something that I remembered. I don't know what it was. I knocked on the door. Her mom came out and she was crying. We just talked. Anyways, on this next trip, we went back. I knocked on her door. Luckily, she was there. Her whole family was there. We came inside and we just chit chat and talked, and it's just good to see them, Just remembering, reminiscing, and teaching the kids the importance of valuing everyone that is around you at present time, because you never know when they're gonna be gone. And this is part of the happiness that I had having Nancy and the kids come to my old neighborhood. It made me really, really happy to be around this place and bringing my kids to see where I grew up, to see how I struggled, to see my life, how it was back then. I used to play at this park right across this canal where kids used to throw living cats, live cats into the canal and throw rocks at them. There's this little girl I'll never forget on the swings that I used to go see and play with, and she was just different. She was unusual, and all the kids called her bruja. They used to call her a witch, and I was the only kid that played with her. So anyway, we said goodbye to everybody, and we finally were on our way to Nancy's home. Ay, Dios mío. Nayarit. I mean, I've been there before with her, but the kids haven't. And this is why I love my family, because we're all different. Nancy's very, very different. Alexa and Eliana are very different, and I'm very different. I think what brings us together has always been music. One of the coolest things about being in Nayarit is Alexa and Eliana got a chance to be in the back of the truck. In the back of a truck, and this is the kids' first time in the back of the truck. We're here in Nayarit, Mexico.
It's my second time.
This is your second time?
I was there last night, sitting in this thing.
It doesn't count.
It does count.
They were so excited, and since we were in the rancho, we weren't on the freeway, they were like, oh my God, Dad, please, 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 let's go in the back of the truck. It's so exciting, I wanna go. And so we all got in the back of the truck and really just enjoy the wind and really just enjoy each other's company. It was fun, I loved it. We went to the beach, we ran into the water. The water was like 80 degrees, and it was just like, what?
No!
Time to kill.
No, be careful. Hasn't really hit me yet. I'm just happy to be here with my sister and see my nephews. Alexa is still learning how to make the bracelets from huichol that lives here within the town.
Alexa learned how to make huichol earrings, and that was amazing to witness. So while I'm sharing these stories, I really want you all to think about yourself. Think about what kinds of new things you can do to really explore you. What can you do to really embrace your life, and what can you do to really enjoy it as much as possible? Highlight, super highlight, being in a lancha was the coolest thing ever. Here we are in Lagoon here in Nayarit, and this is gonna be Nancy's first time, right? This is your first time in the lancha?
I'm excited. This is Cat Island. We're gonna
Cat Island. There's cats. Literally, Eliana would, por eso no traemos a la Eliana. Eliana would have been everywhere right now. So this is where the ocean meets the river, right here. That's this moment right here. That's the beach. We just came from all the way over there in the back, and this is the ocean. It's been just an incredible vacation for the family and I. Nancy and I decided to get away by ourselves on this trip from the river to the ocean, and we're gonna make a stop right here to eat some food. There's a little restaurant right here in the middle of nowhere, and it's family owned, and I'm really excited about being here. It's like, this is the kind of vacation that I love, you know? I really enjoyed myself with Nancy. It was fun, man. It was super fun. The kids got to know where Nancy lived, right? So we went to El Filo, and we went to all these little towns, Tecuala, and all that fun stuff. All right, let's ask Nancy some questions today. So how do you feel being back at the little town in Nayarit that you were born in?
Ooh, it feels absolutely wonderful. A little bit nostalgic. Nostalgic. I guess, in a way, but it feels good. It feels good to see the girls have fun with the things that I used to play with, like chasing after the little cachorrillas, we call them, and just be in the dirt and go after the chickens. I miss the sense of family here. Everybody is very united, and they all take care of each other.
Tell me a little bit about where we are right now.
This is San Felipe, where I lived with my grandma here for about a year after my mother suffered her illness. And yeah, just so many stories. A tortilleria right here. So you grew up in this area? I did. I used to come skate, and I had some friends over here in the corner.
Mama, your favorite, the spicy apple.
It feels good to be back. It really does. This is where most of my sisters were born and where we lived up until I was 5 years old. But the house was so old that it was falling apart that my dad sold the land, and the new owner destroyed everything that was left of the house.
How long did you live here for?
Well, I lived here up until I was 5 years old.
They even got a chance to meet their grandmother. Girls, this could be the last time you see her. That's why you should take advantage and just look at her and appreciate her being alive. She has a sickness called dementia. When you get that age, one of these days, your mom and I are gonna be that old too. We're gonna be really old just like her.
If you stay healthy. If you stay healthy, you'll end up living with
She's 93 years old.
Yeah, because she stayed healthy.
That's why it's important for you guys to always remember, listen, the circle of life. When you're born, and you go back to being old again, and yet someone has to take care of you again. It's a circle of life. For my kids to witness that and to really respect that and see that with their own eyes, I took advantage and said, hey, girls, this is the circle of life. And I don't want them to ever forget the value of life. And that's why it was so beautiful for them to witness their grandmother like that, because it's important for them to see that life is limited, that life will end one day, and that it doesn't have to be sad, it doesn't have to be a depressing moment, but to honor that moment, to honor your life, and to honor yourself. This whole trip to Mexico was honestly a blessing. Seeing my family, the Hernandez family, the Narvaez family, me seeing my dad for the first time in 15 years made me realize a lot about valuing my family. He struggles with alcoholism, he struggles with a lot of things, but I can't take away the grandfather that he is, so I'm just going to be loving him from a distance. And now I leave you with this question. How do you value your life? What will you do new now to value your life better? If not, how can you change someone else's life? Let me know in the comments below what you think, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And I love you, man. I love you so much, and thank you for witnessing and being part of all this with us. And we will see you on the next episode. Okay? Love you. Bye.
I was really excited that I was gonna go to Mexico because I've never been any other place besides Tijuana. I was also really excited to see my grandpa for the first time because I have never seen my official real grandpa.
I miss the sense of family